Hi, Monica. How are you? Okay, and there's 5. So we're missing Valentina and another person named Maria. Okay. So we'll give them a few more minutes.
Baker?
I hope everybody ate breakfast.
I had a croissant.
I had leftover pizza just literally right now.
Mm. Hi, Zaida.
Hi, Angela.
I like your Disney shirt. It's so cute. Is Izzy there too? Hi, Isabella.
The doggy's stuck. I thought you said a bit.
Oh, look at your apron.
Hey Lisa, as promised, I wore my getup.
Very good. I have on my Christmas and also have to be like the Italian flag. So, 2 for 1.
Did I miss a memo?
I'm just trying to be nerdy.
I put this on Facebook and Lisa said I should have worn it last class and I said I'll wear it for baking.
That's what she
Oh,
always
you
said.
guys are so cute.
Yeah. I told you not to bother me before. Go sit down somewhere. I don't have time for you.
Get up and sit down.
This year's not something that you can really catch up on, so. Oh no, she's listening to my conversation. That's not good. Okay. So I hope everyone's having a good morning so far. And you guys, are all excited, ready to go. Your home is gonna smell delicious by the end of this. As my area here, all I can smell right now is like the orange juice, the cinnamon, nutmeg, the allspice. And it's making me super hungry. You can get that and put it here if you want, babe. So I have Santa's little helper with me today. My little elf, yes. We'll be helping incognito from
I
under.
didn't get it out. You broke it.
All right. Oh, Dina's wearing a Minnie Mouse shirt too. I love that. Oh, we have, okay. Oh, there's 2 people waiting. All right. So admit. Okay. Guys, we're just waiting for one more. All right.
There you go. You are.
I'm here finally, Maria.
Nice to see you.
Oh my God, sorry.
No worries, it's okay. That's why, I'll always wait about 5-10 minutes just to make sure. I know we all have busy
Need to see you.
Okay, perfect.
You're gonna mute for now?
Okay, should we be on mute right now?
What I'm gonna ask everybody to do. I'm gonna ask everybody to mute yourselves, okay? And put it on speaker view. The reason why I'm asking for this is so that way only the person who's speaking can be seen, which will be mainly to get a closer look at exactly what it is that I'm doing, okay, guys? And along the way, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself, ask me, and then mute yourself again. If anybody has any questions as I'm doing something, okay?
Okay.
So if everyone can mute, except me, that'd be great. Okay, guys, so first I'm gonna start off by asking you to preheat your oven to 350, okay? So I'm gonna do, mine is already on. Okay, good. I'm already ahead of the curve here. So the reason why I'm asking that is because we're going to make the Ricciarelli cookies first, but those have to sit out for about 30 minutes to an hour before they can be cooked. So we're gonna actually make the dough for the Ricciarelli first, but while they're sitting to get their nice crusty exterior, we're going to make the Mustaciolli cookies and cook those first, okay, guys? And those have to cook at 350, all right? So that's why you gotta preheat your oven to 350, all right? Okay, So we got that going. Everyone had their oven going, preheating? All right, guys. So for your Ricciarelli cookies, you're gonna need 2 egg whites, okay? Half a teaspoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice. You're gonna need your 2 1/4 cup of almond flour or very finely ground almonds. I'm using very finely ground almonds. I just prefer that texture, okay? Then you're gonna need your 1 3/4 cup of icing sugar or powdered sugar may be known, depending where you are. A pinch of salt, half a teaspoon of baking powder, the zest of half an orange, and 1 teaspoon of almond extract or 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, okay? And then additional icing sugar for later, we'll get to that part, okay? So if you're using a hand mixer or your stand mixer, get your bowl ready to go, okay? And your 2 large eggs, nice and fresh, okay? And we're gonna crack them, okay? And you only need, remember, the egg whites, okay, guys? So I like to use my hands for this. I find it a lot faster and easier. Okay, and then reserve your egg yolks for later. Make yourself an egg yolk
So
omelet, whatever fits your thing. Just don't let it go to waste.
Mommy, that's so cool.
Yeah, the eggs are very cold. You're right. Okay,
I would say there's like food.
okay. And then I'm gonna wet my hands because I used my hands. So I don't want to stick anything around. Okay, guys. And then you're gonna put your bowl in, and we're gonna whisk. We're gonna whisk. Yes, please. Hold on, my love. I got my little helper with me today. He came from the North Pole. Okay, guys, and then you're gonna add your lemon juice. Your half a teaspoon of lemon juice, and you want to whisk it until it starts to form peaks. Okay, it's not fully stiff. Okay, you want it to still be a little soft, or else we're gonna have issues later folding in the dry ingredients. So, okay, guys. So put in your lemon juice. And this is gonna cause a chemical reaction with the egg whites, okay? And it's gonna help to, 1, guarantee that you're gonna get peaks, okay? But also, it's gonna prevent it from falling as you mix in your dry ingredients, okay? So depending on how old your eggs are, it might take a little longer, like how fresh they are. Okay, and you're gonna keep doing that. Okay, I'm gonna put this aside. And then while that's happening, okay, you wanna get a bowl and your mesh sieve, okay, guys? And you're gonna add in your dry ingredients. So I already have everything all pre-measured here, okay? I always like to pre-measure everything before I do a recipe, so that way I'm not stopping and going, and then you forget what you did, what you didn't, what you do have, what you don't have. Organization is always key when you're baking. That guarantees success. Okay, guys? So like I said, I have my 2 1/4 cups of either ground almonds or almond flour, okay? And then my 1 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, a pinch of salt, and your baking powder, which is half a teaspoon, and you're gonna put it in here, okay? All right, and you're just gonna, what I like to do is sieve it through just to get out the lumps from the icing sugar, okay? You can use your hand if you want. So that's happening. You're doing this while your egg whites. So now here's a thing I'm gonna tell you guys. If you're using almond flour, because it's very fine, this process will be no problem. But if you're using finely ground almonds like I am, it won't fully go through the sieve, okay? So I'm just doing this to get out the lumps from the icing sugar, because you don't want to have lumps of icing sugar in your cookies, because we're not beating the dough, okay? We're going to gently fold everything in, and because we're gently folding everything in, you might get lumps of icing sugar. So that's why we're doing this, okay? And we want to be gentle with the egg whites, right? Because we don't want them to fall. That's why we're gonna gently fold everything in, And this is why we're taking the time to do this here. Okay, guys? So I'm just gonna keep pouring.
Lisa,
Yeah.
my eggs are a stiff peaks. Where should I leave them there?
Okay, yeah. If you're like mine is fine, that's good too. Okay.
Thank you. I'm just gonna measure out.
Okay. So I'm almost done this, and then I'm gonna add everything. Okay. So most of my icing sugar is gone through. I just have my almond flour. So I'm just doing this to make sure that I don't have any lumps. Sorry, my ground almond. Okay. If you're having trouble with the finely ground almonds, you can do this. Just put it in. Okay. Another little tip and technique here. Just put that aside and grab a whisk just to break them up. Okay. That's also another option if you're very impatient or you get very, discouraged by things. You're like, oh my God, this is not going to go right. There's always options and other ways when you're baking in terms of the process. Okay. Measurements always need to be exact. Okay, guys, because baking is a science, right? So now I'm going to lower my bowl. If everyone's up to speed, you should have your egg whites all beat. Guys, my arthritis today is not cooperating with me, so my hands. Yes, Barbara? Now you want to gently do this, okay? So once you have everything, all nicely either fine sieved or whisked, you can either slowly add the ingredients in bit by bit with this if you want to be double sure, or if you trust your instincts and you think you've done an excellent job making sure there's no lumps, you can slowly add a bit at a time, okay? And what I like to do is drop it into the side, not right on top, okay? Because if you drop the heavier ingredients right on top of the fluffy egg whites, it's gonna automatically deflate it, okay? So I'll put my bowl to the side like this, and I'll slowly add a little bit, okay? To the side, okay? So that's a tip for you. And then just fold it in gently, okay?
Lisa,
Yep.
sorry, is this okay for the egg whites? They're not like stiff, but they're fluffy.
You have to have stiff peaks forming, or you're gonna end up with watery, runny dough, okay? So
Okay, so
if you're having issues with that, that means you need to start again. Those eggs are. Another tip that I can offer you is you get a stainless steel bowl, put it in your freezer for a few minutes, let it get ice cold, and then crack in your egg whites and try that way. That's a little tip for you guys, okay? So keep adding some more to the side. Okay, you do that in like 2 to 3 batches. If you want to be extra safe, you can do it 4 times, okay? And just gently fold it in, guys, okay? You don't want to whisk, okay? Because then you're gonna deflate the egg whites, okay? And then eventually, towards the end, you're gonna see it starting to form almost like a pasty dough. That's what you want, okay? And then we'll add in after the extracts and the zest, okay? Now I'm going to add in the rest. Side here, okay. And then keep this aside from the other stuff. All right, guys. So gently fold it in. Okay. So it's starting to become a sticky dough, okay? At first it looked like a fluffy meringue, and now it's becoming a sticky dough, okay? Almost like a marzipan, okay? But not quite, okay? And you're just gonna keep going. Is anybody having any issues? Are you worried about something? Are you uncertain? Okay, now.
It's still sifting because my ground almonds are giving me a hard time. But yeah, I'm not mixing yet.
Okay. Okay, guys. Then you're gonna add in your orange zest. Okay. So remember, it was the zest of half an orange, and that's gonna give it such a nice taste. Okay. And then your 1 teaspoon of vanilla and almond extract. Okay. And just lightly combine everything. Okay, guys. Okay, now it's almost, see, it's like pasty. Now you can be slightly a little bit more rough in your turning, okay? Because now the egg whites have absorbed everything, so now they have structure, okay? They're holding, they have structure. The chances of it falling now that it's absorbed everything is pretty much slim to next, okay? That's why it's very, very important that you have stiff peaks or semi-stiff peaks and that it's not liquidy your egg whites, okay, guys? Or you're not gonna end up with this texture over here, you see? Okay, this is what you want, okay? Now that I'm done, okay, you're gonna get your plate. Okay, you wanna get a plate ready with some icing sugar because you're gonna form the dough into small little balls and then roll them into the icing sugar, okay? And this is what's gonna give that cookie the hard, like the exterior on the outside, make it dry while it's sitting, okay? And it also makes it look very pretty because as it cracks, you're gonna see the golden interior of the cookie and then you're gonna see the powdered white sugar on the outside, okay? That's part of the beauty of this cookie. Okay, so just enough to roll all the balls you have, okay? And then you might just want to get your whisk here and break up any lumps because we all know that icing sugar gets very lumpy, especially if it sits there for a while, okay? I'll just close my bag as you go, okay, guys? Then you're gonna get your cookie sheet, okay? Just move that to the side there, okay? So you can either do this with your hands or you can grab with a spoon if you want exact measurements, okay, guys? Now, you wanna grab like enough to form balls that are 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter, okay? You can go a little bit bigger if you want, but if you go bigger, that just means that they're gonna have to sit there in the oven for an extra minute or 2, okay? And then you just end up with less cookies, okay? So I'm just taking everything off my spatula here, all this goodness, okay?
Lisa?
Yeah.
Sorry, I need you to back up a little bit. So I just formed my dough. I
Yeah.
have to add in orange zest.
And the almond extract and the vanilla extract.
Okay, all right, okay.
You're gonna fold it in. Okay, there's no whisking on this part. The only thing that we whisked was the egg whites, okay? The rest is gentle folding in action, okay? So then you're gonna grab it with your hands, okay? Like this. Just enough to form a ball, okay? You might think as you're working, you see it's not really sticking to your hands. It seems like it's very sticky and it's gonna like be tacky and make a huge mess. It's not, okay? This is what you guys need to look for, okay? See, it's slightly sticking to your hands, but it's not super ooey gooey to your hands, okay? Yes, perfect, Maria. Very good, guys, okay? And you're just gonna form a little ball, okay? Don't work with it too much and then roll it in the dough. Sorry, the icing sugar, okay? Then once you've rolled it into the icing sugar, you're gonna take it out and make it, roll it in your hands a little oval. This action is helping to push in the icing sugar into the dough, okay? So that way it's not as sticky anymore. And it's also going to help give it that texture, okay, guys? And then put it on your sheet like this, okay? And then slightly just push it down a bit, okay? So that way it looks like something like this, if you can see, okay, guys? That's what you should end up with, all right? And you're just gonna keep going and doing that until you've used up all your dough. Okay? Try and make them as uniform as possible. So that way they all cook evenly. Okay? All right. Okay, and just keep going. So it's fairly, you can see this is fairly easy to make. It's not hard at all, okay? There's just a little bit of time, love, and patience, okay? And then in the end, when you cook them, a little thing for you guys is they may seem like it's raw to you when you take it out of the oven. It's not. It's because this cookie has like a slightly crunchy outside, but the inside is very soft, okay? So picture like a nice soft chocolate chip cookie, okay? That's the way this cookie is supposed to be, okay? And then just gently push down on it, okay, guys? How's everyone doing so far? Is everyone up to speed?
No, I'm just finished doing my dough, but can you show me the size of the ball again? Just if you can close it up to the
Slight-
this dough smells amazing.
It's slightly smaller than a golf ball, okay?
Okay, huh? Thank you.
About 1 to 1.5 inches, okay? Diameter. And then just roll it. And like I said, if you want to do it slightly bigger, you can, by all means, okay? It just means you'll end up with less cookies, okay? And then just put it down and push, okay, guys? So far, that's what it should look like, okay? All right. So you can really smell the almonds, okay? Almonds are very, very popular in Italian baking. It's because they're in abundance in Italy.
Are they oblong or are they round? I can't tell because your camera is very bright.
So what I'm doing is I'm rolling them around, okay?
Yeah, got that, yeah. But when you flatten them.
Icing sugar. Once I've dumped them into the icing sugar, you're gonna
Yeah.
pan and then roll it so it's oblong, okay? And then you're gonna put it on your cookie sheet and push it down a bit, okay?
And it is oblong. Okay, perfect. Thank you. They're not round. Okay, perfect.
Okay. And you want to save some space in between your cookies here, okay, guys? So depending on the size of your cookie sheet, you know, you can probably get a few in there. Okay. Because these will spread out, okay? They're not going to grow much, okay? But they will spread out, but not too much, okay? You just don't want them to stick together because then after, you know, you're going to take them out and break them apart. And because they're somewhat inside, you know, soft and gentle in texture, they might break, okay? If you have to start ripping them apart, okay? And we don't want to do that, okay? And as you're going, if you see that the ones that you've already made, some of the icing sugar is starting to disappear, okay? You can always, you know, gently dust a little bit more on top, okay? If you really want that nice, you know, contrast once it's done cooking and you have like the golden interior and the nice white icing sugar on the outside, okay? So don't get worried. Any of that, all that stuff is very fixable, okay? And then while we're letting them get dry, okay, to help aid in the cracking texture, and about like a few minutes after they've dried out a bit, we're gonna go and gently just kind of like push down and squeeze them a little bit, right? So that way we're helping along the cracking, okay?
Lisa,
Yeah.
sorry. Once you roll them and you have them in the icing sugar, you press them down to the little oblong. How thick should they be?
I would say about like 1/8, maybe, yeah, about 1/8 of an inch, okay? You can make them a little fluffier. This is the thing, guys, okay? When it comes to baking, okay, especially like cookies and stuff like that, it doesn't, like where you're from in Italy, the size, thickness, even sometimes ingredients will vary, okay? It's all on preference, okay? So if you like your cookies a little bit thicker, that's fine. You're just gonna have to sit in the oven for like an extra minute, okay? So you don't have to stand there and exactly measure and be like, oh, is it exactly 1/2 inch? Okay, that's just ridiculous, okay? Like our grandmas did not do that, all right? Everything was done by eye. The main part is that you just make sure everything is uniform in size, okay? So pick one size, stick to it, and just try and make sure that they're all that same size in order to ensure a uniform cooking time in your oven, because you don't want to have some that are cooked before others and then some that are still raw. That's just the main important part and key. Okay. And obviously this recipe can easily be doubled, you know, if you want to make even more. Okay. Is everybody okay, up to speed? Any issues, any questions? You just unmute yourself and ask away, okay? My eyeglasses are falling off my face. Maybe it's time for new eyeglasses, guys, you think? I think that's a great way to start a Saturday, no guys? Saturday of a weekend. Wake up, make some cookies, and then you can enjoy your cookies. Okay. So I'm getting every last little bit out of my bowl, guys. Because this is, you don't want to let anything go to waste. It's just too delicious to let it go to waste. Okay.
Is it normal for when you go and flatten it with your palm? Is it normal for it to crack a little bit on the sides?
Yeah, that's totally fine. And you know what? That
Thank you.
means that in your place, it's a little bit drier, which is good because it's
Okay.
less time for your cookies to get that dry, cracked exterior on the outside, okay?
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of icy sugar on top of these ones because the icy sugar dried up a bit, okay? Okay, guys, and that's it, okay? So I have here I got 15 out of mine, okay, guys? So like I said, depending on the size, 14 to 18 should you get out of this recipe, okay, guys? I got 15. This is my tray. Maybe if I turn off the light, it might be better. Is that better for you guys? Less light? See better? Okay, there you go. Okay, guys? So that's my tray there, okay? Now we're gonna put it to a side and let it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour. Depending on the temperature in your place and how humid it is, it might take a little longer. So if you live in a more humid area, like in Florida, someone over there, you're very lucky, it might take a little longer, okay? So I'm just gonna set this to a side. And I'm gonna check my time here. It's 11:30. Oh, my clock's 10 minutes ahead. I do like to put my clock 10 minutes ahead. So it's 11:25, okay? Does anyone else put the clock in their kitchen ahead? So that way you have extra time in the morning? Okay, so it's not just me. All right, guys. Okay, so now I'm gonna put some of my stuff aside. So I'm gonna let you guys catch up, okay? I'm gonna go wash my bowl because I'm gonna use the same bowl, okay? And then I'll be right back, okay, guys? I'm here. If you have any questions, just unmute yourself and I'll hear you and I'll pop right back into the camera, okay, guys? Just so that I have a little bit, one more space and organization here so I can better guide you guys. Organization is very important. Okay. Okay, guys, and I'm back. Have you guys ever had these cookies before, anybody? Okay. If you've never had the Ricciarelli before, so like I said, the outside is, it has like a slight little snap to it, right? You know, not a super hard crunch, but it's slightly firmer, and the inside, it's nice and soft, and you're gonna think that it's raw, but it's not, okay? Especially when you take it out of the oven. You know, when you first take out chocolate chip cookies out of the oven, they seem like they're raw, but they're not. It's the same thing with this. It's gonna seem like it's raw still, but it's not. And then once it cools down on the inside after, it's gonna be nice and soft and it's like tender, and it's gonna have like this nice, slightly chewy inside to it, and it's just delicious. So I'm an almond lover. I love almonds. If you love almonds, you're gonna love the Ricciarelli if you've never had them before. Okay, and the same for the Mustaciolli also. They're very spice heavy, okay? Lots of, you know, nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves. Delicious with the almonds and the chocolate. And then the contrast with the orange juice, it's a more harder, firmer cookie, but it's just delicious as well. Okay. So when you guys are ready, you let me know, okay? And we'll start the next one. I just want to make sure that everybody's up to speed. So that way no one is, you know, lagging behind and then gets confused, and then, you know, you make a mistake and then you feel discouraged. I don't want anyone to feel discouraged. So in the meantime, okay, while we're waiting for everyone else, if you're already done, you can start to pre-measure your ingredients for the second recipe, okay? And enjoy some coffee, which is what I'm gonna do. Is my first coffee of the day. I need it. So, you know, salute guys with a cup of coffee.
Lisa?
Hmm?
Sorry, I just finished the cookies. Before I put them in the oven,
No,
hold on, I'm gonna, oh, we're not putting them in the oven yet?
No. I said you have to put them aside and let them stay at a room temperature, okay? They have to stay at room temperature outside for 30 minutes to 1 hour, depending on your environment, okay? So the more humid it is, the longer it's gonna take. And the reason why we're doing this is because on the outside, you want it to get dry and form like a crust, okay?
Okay, now, do they look like they're too, hold on. I'm trying to get this to flip over. Nope. Ah, do I need to put more icing sugar on them?
That's good, okay? Then, and we're gonna check on them in about 30 minutes, okay? And then we're gonna see if they already have like a slight crack or like, you know, hard crust on the outside, okay? If it does.
Do I have to cover them or anything, or leave them on top of the stove, just like that?
Get dry, okay, guys? So do not cover it. You want to leave the cookies exposed so that they get dry. If you cover it, what's gonna, especially if you cover it with plastic wrap, it's not gonna get dry, and it's probably gonna build condensation and get moist and then get all sloppy, okay? So you're gonna leave them out uncovered at room temperature, and then we're gonna check on them in about 30 minutes, okay? And we're gonna see how they're doing, okay? In 30 minutes, if you're lucky and they already have like a slight crack to them, then I'm gonna show you what we do next, okay? We're gonna pop them in the oven, okay? But those, they can stay out even for 2 hours. It doesn't matter, okay? Those need to cook at 300 degrees, okay? Right now it's preheating at 350 for the Mustaciolli cookie, okay, guys? So the cookies cook, the two cookies cook at 2 different temperatures, okay? If you try and cook your Ricciarelli at 350, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna burn, okay? You're gonna end up with burnt cookies. That's too high and too fast, okay? Especially because there's almonds in there and the egg whites, and those burn at high temperature, okay? So you don't wanna do that. Okay, guys, so is everyone up to speed? Almost there, almost done?
Just need to do 2 more cookies. Almost there.
Okay, all right, guys. here. I don't need this.
Okay, I don't know, but mine are gorgeous.
And I'm just gonna start getting my other stuff here for you guys.
See, she had to wash her bowl. This is why I have more than one bowl. 'Cause I don't want to have to do that. Not bad.
Guys, I'm gonna ask you to mute yourselves, please. Okay, please, everyone mute yourself. Okay. Start now with making the dough for the Mustaciolli cookies, okay? So you're going to need 3 cups of purpose flour, 2 cups of roughly ground almonds, half a cup of powder, half a teaspoon ground cloves, 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon your ground nutmeg, and 2 teaspoons baking powder, and 1/4 a teaspoon of salt. That's your dry ingredients that we're gonna start working with first, okay, guys?
Okay, can you give me like 1 minute just so I can rinse my bowl?
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks.
So I'm gonna get, once you measure all your dry ingredients, put them all into one bowl, okay, guys? Put it all into one bowl, okay? Valentina, when you come back, I'll guide you through again, okay? Including your almonds. So in Italy, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves mixed together is known as pisto, okay? So if you're ever working on a cookie recipe, an Italian cookie recipe, and it says pisto, and you're like, what is pisto? That's what it is, okay? It's equal proportions of nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves. It might have a little bit more cinnamon in it, okay? Usually it does have a little bit more cinnamon, okay? So, and also depending where you're from in Italy, pisto might have ground coriander, okay? This pisto mix doesn't have ground coriander, okay? So again, pisto is nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves. Now, if you're someone who really, really likes spice, like nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves, and you wanna have a more predominant flavor in your cookie, you can easily double your nutmeg, cinnamon, and clove if you want, okay? I'm gonna leave that to your discretion. I doubled mine only because I really, really, really like that flavor. Some people, it's like an acquired taste, might not like, especially if this is your first time ever making or trying this cookie. I would suggest start off with the amounts that I gave you, and then if you find that you could go for something that is a lot more spicier, then the next time you make it, double it, okay? So recipe for Mustaciolli throughout Italy is it varies as an Italian grandmother, okay? There's many recipes and versions, but they all have the same ingredients, just they might have different amounts, okay? And then some pisto, depending where you're from in Italy, might have the ground coriander, okay? So then I'm adding my nutmegs as well to the bowl. And you just wanna whisk it all together so it's already all mixed, okay? So that way it's less mixing time in the bowl. You should have like a nice, brown cocoa-y color powder, okay, guys? These are gonna be very, very dark in appearance, okay? So there's my pisto as well, okay? And this is just pre-mixing your dry ingredients, okay? Now what I did for the almonds is I buy full almonds raw with the skin on. I put them in a Ziploc bag and I use a marble rolling pin or a meat tenderizer and I just beat the crap out of it, okay, guys? So if you're having a rough day and you want to take it out on someone, make some cookies, put the almonds and beat them. That's what I do, guys. I'm telling you, this morning I woke up and I was like, ding, 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 ding. It was a nice feeling. Okay, guys, so I got that going, all right? And I'm just gonna set that to a side. Oh my God, that smells so good. Oh, I love it. Okay. So Valentina, you're there? Okay.
Just putting my dry ingredients in.
Yeah, so just get all your dry stuff, including the nuts, except the sugar, okay? And the grated chocolate, okay? Do not mix the sugar in with the dry ingredients, okay, guys? The sugar is gonna be beaten in with the egg. So right now in the bowl, the only thing that you should be sifting and whisking and mixing together is the flour, the almonds, the cocoa powder, the baking powder, your salt, and your pisto, which is the cinnamon, nutmegs, and cloves, okay? You just put this here. I'm gonna use that for my eggshells. All right. Then in your bowl, whether you're using a stand mixer or a hand mixing contraption, you're gonna get your bowl and you're gonna pack your 4 large eggs in there, okay? And if you're like me, you just got an eggshell in there, just fish it out. Okay. There's another eggshell in there. All right. Okay. Okay, guys, and then you're gonna put it here on your stand mixer if you're using it. And then you're gonna get your whisk attachment for now, and you're gonna put that in. Okay. Set it up. Okay, and then keep that. I gotta get my honey ready, my sugar, my orange zest. So you want to have all this on hand, guys, okay? So while you have that there, make sure you have your sugar ready, okay? So it's 3/4 cups of sugar, 3/4 cups of honey, okay? The zest of 1 whole orange, plus the zest of 1 whole lemon, the juice of a whole orange, or if you wanted to use the juice of a whole lemon, that's on preference. I think I like it better with the orange. It complements the chocolate better and the spices, okay? Because it doesn't have as much of that, you know, bitter taste as a lemon. And then your 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, okay, guys? So now we're gonna beat the eggs, okay?
Lisa? Sorry, okay, so I just finished mixing up all my dry ingredients. I'm putting 4 eggs into the mixing bowl.
Yes, that's correct, okay?
Okay, that's where we're at right now.
Yes. So when you mix your dry ingredients,
Okay.
all the dry ingredients except the sugar, okay? All right, just making sure, guys, okay? So beat your eggs, okay? And then you're gonna add in your sugar, okay? And you're gonna let that mix for a bit until you see the sugar has incorporated well into your eggs, okay? And then you're just gonna add in your honey, okay? Start pouring in your honey. Okay, so you might want to scrape out all the honey. You don't want to leave anything in. No, that's a waste. Okay.
Sorry, I just finished mixing my dry ingredients. So now I'm just mixing my wet ingredients with the sugar and beating that, correct?
So right now you're gonna do your beat the eggs first, and then add in the sugar and the honey. Okay.
Perfect. And then it's 4 whole eggs, but then my question is, I just need to make that foamy, not stiff, right?
Exactly. That's correct.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And then I'm gonna add the honey and the sugar after the eggs are ready.
Yes, that's correct. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, awesome.
Okay, and then you're gonna put in your zest of your whole orange and your whole lemon. Okay. Get it all in there, guys. Every last little bit. Okay, your orange juice. That was the orange. The juice of a whole orange, the orange of a whole juice. Great English, Lisa. The juice of a whole orange or a whole lemon, like I said, on preference. I prefer it with the orange. It goes a lot better with chocolate. Okay, and your vanilla extract, which was half a teaspoon. Okay. Okay, guys. And now we're going to slowly add in your dry ingredients, okay? So your flour, your almonds, your cocoa powder, your pesto, your baking powder, and your salt. The stuff that you have all mixed in here, okay? So you're gonna slowly add it. I'm gonna go get a spoon. Actually, I grabbed the measuring cup and I'm gonna do it with this. Okay, it just makes it easier to put in. Okay? And just slowly add it. Oh, that smells delicious. Oh my God. For me, this is the smell of Christmas, these cookies, okay? I grew up enjoying these every year. My mom would make them all the time. Now that, you know, she's a little older, and she's tired, she doesn't really anymore. So I'm carrying on the tradition here. Okay, that's why I think it's very important that someone always in the family learns how to make these so that you can keep it alive, guys.
Lisa,
Yep.
sorry. Okay, so I have the sugar. No, sorry. Yeah, the sugar, the honey, and the egg mixed. I have to add in the zest. You said stir in just with a spoon, or do I still use the mixer?
Still use the mixer, okay? So add in the zest and add in the extract. Half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, okay?
All right.
Once you've done that, you're slowly gonna add in the dry ingredients, okay? And just keep pouring. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna take it out, okay? And then I'm gonna show you guys, okay? So right now you're gonna have something that looks like this, okay? Take it all out. Okay. So depending on how large your orange is, you might have to add like how much large your orange was, right? Because oranges vary in size, right? So if your orange was very large, your mixture might be slightly a little more wet. You might have to add a little bit more flour, okay, guys? So this is where you have to use like intuition and common sense, okay? I'm just going to turn this around, okay?
Lisa,
Who's
I
talking?
just want to ask, like, what's the texture supposed to be like? Is it like cakey? Is it
So,
like hard?
see your bowl?
Yeah, hold on. Hold on a second here. Okay, here we go. Okay, hold on. I'm not the greatest at this.
Sorry.
Oh, you see it?
Let me see. Can you, hold on, I'm gonna try and see bigger. Can you talk so that way I can see close up? Speak.
Okay, do you see it?
Yeah,
La 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 la.
you need to add a little bit more flour, okay?
More flour. Okay, that's what I figured. Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna add in now my grated chocolate and see if that helps me here, okay? And you're just gonna stir in the grated chocolate, okay, guys? Okay, you guys should have something like this right now, okay? You see? It's very thick, okay? This is what you want to have right now, okay? And just stir it in. Okay, we're gonna have to probably get a little messy. So guys, this is the thing, okay? When I tell people, when it comes to baking, okay? Sometimes you can follow a recipe and it will work out perfectly, exactly like it said. Sometimes you're gonna probably have to adjust because of your environment, okay? If your space is dry, you might have to add some liquid sometimes. Your space is not dry, you might have to add some dry ingredients to it, okay? So, you know, if you're making cookies and you see that your dough is not folding, then you have to add a little bit more flour, okay, guys? So, because we have to form this into a log, okay, I'm gonna add just a little bit more flour, okay? Just a little bit. And when I say a little bit, you're slowly, like a tablespoon at a time, okay, guys? Because you can always add flour, but you can't take it out. And if it gets too dry, then you have to start adding liquids. And then you're in a whole new game. And then you're just allowing for a mess, okay? So I'm just gonna get a little bit of flour here, okay? And I'm slowly adding just a little bit, okay? And I'm just gonna stir this. If you want to stick your hands in, by all means, man, that's even better. I have to be a little bit mobile here for you guys, so I can't really stick my hand in, okay? So you see I added just a little bit of flour, okay? And you see the difference it's already making, okay? It should start getting hard to turn, okay? Once you see that you're having some difficulties turning it, you know you're on the right path. If you can turn it, no problem, then your dough is still too wet, okay? And I'm also letting you guys know this session is being recorded. So if you want the recording, okay, you let me know. And then I put it up on YouTube, but it's a private account and only those with a link can view it. And then I can send you the link and you can go back and you can watch it as many times as you want, okay? For the future, if you ever want to, try again, play around with it a bit. Okay, so now I'm going to get my dough and I'm going to put it onto my board.
Is this okay, Lisa? Lisa, is this okay?
Okay, can you touch it with?
It feels right. Yeah, like it feels. Yeah, I can touch it with my hands.
Lisa? Hi, Lisa.
Yeah.
It's Maria. Just quickly, it does feel difficult to stir. Should it actually have any glistening to it, or should it look more like it's dry?
Okay, it should look a little bit more like it's dry. So I'm going to ask
Okay.
you, take out some, put it in your hand, and is it sticking to your hand?
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, so put some more flour, okay?
Okay. Okay. I understand now.
Tacky, but not, like a mess like this, okay?
Right. Because making the log, you want it so that it's not going to run away.
Exactly, that's correct.
Okay.
Because we have to shape the dough into a log, and then once it's in the log, you're gonna get your knife and you're gonna cut it on diagonal to form a triangle or rhombus. And those cookies have to stay in that shape. So you have a dough, almost like Play-Doh, that you can work with. And it's
Okay.
flat, okay?
Okay, I'm just gonna grab some flour then. Thank you. Thanks.
So this can also happen sometimes too, if your honey is extra runny. You know, sometimes you have honeys that are more runnier than other, okay? So if your honey was more runny, this happens too, okay? So now I'm gonna use my hands, guys. I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna get dirty. And it's too hard for me to do it with my spatula here. Oh, that smells so good.
Lisa, I just want to make sure I didn't miss a step. I'm just about to add the 3 ounces of chocolate, correct?
Yes, okay,
Thank you. I just want to make sure I didn't forget that. I need to do that now.
okay. How's everyone doing? Is everyone okay? Okay, so I'm doing this now with my hands because it was getting too hard with the spoon, okay? Or my spatula. So another side note that I want to add, guys, okay, is that like I said before, you know, sometimes, you know, recipes vary, okay? They vary on where you're from in Italy. They vary on your tradition. Ingredient amounts will vary.
Sorry, Lisa,
Yeah,
I'm mixing it with my hands now, but it looks like this.
you see?
So it's like hard, but it's sticking to my fingers. Should it not stick to my fingers?
So add a little bit more flour, a little bit at a time, right? Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes I wonder how my nonni used to do this, because like everything was by eye, and they would remember it by eye. And here, you know, we've grown accustomed to like, oh yeah, exactly 2 cups, exactly this. So like I grew up watching them eyeing everything. Okay, so I have to, you know, figure that out for myself. Oh, well, it should be about this many cups, right? And then I start off with that, and then, you know, from there, if you adjust it, okay? So like say even if you go on the internet and you find a recipe for something, okay, guys, that recipe sometimes might work exactly, sometimes it might not. You need to adjust it, okay? Most chances are you will have to adjust it. I'm talking from experience because I've done it so many times before. Like I want to make, I don't know, some type of German cookie, and I'm just there and I'm like, yeah, no, needs more flour. You know, you got to use your common sense and knowledge, right? So like, you know that you're going to form this into a log, like Maria said, right? That you're going to need a little bit more flour right now so that you can get that shape. Okay, guys? So mine's starting to get there. You see now I can start to like form and it's not as sticky. Okay. We're just adding a little bit more flour. Oh, it smells so good. I think this is what I'm eating for dinner. Okay. Let me just drop a little piece here. Okay. And also the honey, like I said, even if it's contributing to the stickiness as well, right? Because honey is very, very sticky, guys, right? And that also eats up a lot of dry ingredients. Okay, so now.
It feels like Play-Doh now. Take
Yeah.
a look.
So now you're good to go.
Taking my hands. Am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Okay, thanks, Mom. I'm gonna mute myself again.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. It smells so good. It's not even baking yet. This smells so good.
Yeah, it's all that nice. It's the pesto.
Shit, sorry, I thought I was muted. Sorry.
Okay, it's the cinnamon and the nutmeg, right? And the cloves. Okay, so Angela, how's your dough going? I know you were having some questions there.
Sorry, it's good. It's going good. Thanks, Lee.
Okay, let me just get my sorry guys, just need to grab my dough scraper. Okay, so it should be okay now, guys. I'm hoping yours is okay now. Okay. It should be like Play-Doh. Okay. So now you're gonna, once you've gotten it to a point where you can work the dough, okay, you're gonna cut it. Okay, I'm cutting mine into thirds right now, and I'm gonna work from there. Okay, and you're just gonna roll it onto log. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, I encourage everybody to smell as they go. That's what I like to do. Like, as you get familiar with recipes, you know, you can tell by eyeing something, touch, smell, that you know you've got what you're looking for, right?
Lisa, sorry, question. It's not too dry if there is a couple of cracks in it, right?
Yeah, that's okay if there's a couple of cracks in it.
Okay. And then you said to cut it into.
It's okay, so I'm gonna get there and show you guys, okay? I'm just sprinkling my board a little bit, okay?
There.
Okay, guys, so you're gonna roll it right into a long log like this, okay?
Yeah.
Make sure it's uniform, and then you're gonna push down on it, okay? All right, and then, so now you have like a long, thin rectangle, okay, guys? Can you see my board here?
Yeah.
I rolled it into a rope, and then I pushed down on it. So now it's a long rectangle, okay? It looks like a long, thick ribbon, okay? That's what I can best describe to you guys, okay? Then you're gonna get your sharp knife, okay? And you're gonna start to cut on a diagonal. So you're gonna cut off the end piece first here. So I just cut off my end piece here, okay? And the scraps can be re-rolled, okay? So you wanna make sure, guys, that it's about 1/2 inch thick, okay? And then you're gonna go on a diagonal, and this is what you're gonna end up with. Okay, so if you see, it looks like a diamond or a rhombus. Okay, you guys see that? When you cut on the 45, okay? So like I said, you roll it out into a rope, you push down with your hand so that you have a ribbon, okay, about 1/2 inch thick. Then you get your knife and you go on an angle so that when you cut it, right, you have a diamond or a rhombus shape, okay?
Let's see that.
Now, depending on how wide you cut your ribbon, right, and how big you cut your cookies, okay, you can get about 30 cookies, all right, or a little less. I like my cookies a little bigger.
Is this correct, Lisa?
Let me see. Yeah. Can I?
Thickness and then the size?
Yeah. And can you hold it up like this? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
They smell amazing.
Put them on your cookie sheets. Okay, has it been? Yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna check on our Ricciarelli cookie soon. Okay. If you guys want to like do some a bit bigger, some a bit smaller, that's up to you, okay? Just make sure you put the smaller ones on a separate tray and then you cook that for a little less. Okay, and then this can be re-rolled. So I'm gonna actually re-roll it so I can fit it, another cookie on my sheet here. So there's one tray. Okay, now I'm gonna check on my Ricciarelli here and I'm gonna see how it's doing.
Lisa, sorry, I'm just now making the rope.
Okay.
I'm obviously flouring my base before I'm doing this.
Yeah. So
Sorry, and I'm
flour
cutting diamond.
area, roll it into a rope, and then once you have, you're gonna push down on it, okay?
Yeah.
So like a ribbon, okay? And you wanna make sure it's about 1/2 inch.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. So I'm just checking on my Ricciarelli. If you guys check on yours and you touch them, you can see it has like a crust forming, okay? So now mine already has a bit of a crust forming. I'm gonna wait till you guys check your Ricciarelli cookies, okay? Okay, if your Ricciarelli cookies feel like there's a crust forming already on the outside, okay, just pinch them a little bit together, okay? And when you do that, you're gonna see a crack starting to form. That's beautiful, guys. Okay, just go from like the side to kind of pinch them a bit. And it's gonna help and aid in the cracking because you want it to have that cracked texture. That's what makes Ricciarelli, that nice cracked texture, okay? Okay, and then just set it off to a side again and just let them sit out a bit more. And while you're letting them sit out a bit more, you can keep rolling your cookies. So if you already have one tray full, guys, of your Mustaciolli cookies, you can pop them into the oven while you're rolling out more, okay? So that way, you know, you're using your time wisely, okay? Because you don't want to do them all at once and then like you're waiting for one tray to cook and then take them out and put in the next tray. This way, while these are cooking, you're working on your next set, right? So I'm popping mine into the oven. Okay, and I'm gonna put my timer on. Okay. So they need to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the size, okay? I did mine a little bit bigger, so they're gonna stay in for 15 minutes, okay? If you're unsure, I start off with 10 minutes and then go by judgment, okay?
Can I show you quick? Am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Thank you. Be right back.
Welcome. Okay, guys? And when you take them out of the oven, they should still be like slightly soft to the touch, okay? They're not gonna be super hard when you take them out. Okay? So is everybody okay so far? Any confusion, anything that you're uncertain of that you want me to help you with, answer? I'm here, guys. I'm only one mute away, okay?
Lisa, can you make these cookies and freeze them before you bake them? Like
Okay,
if you want to make this?
you can, I don't freeze the dough, okay? You can cook the cookies, make them, and then freeze the cookies, and then whenever you wanna have them, you can defrost them. They can stay in your freezer for up to 3 months.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys again. See, a nice like diamond shape, okay, or a rhombus. If you go that way, it looks like a rhombus. You turn it this way, it's a diamond, okay? Okay, guys? So it's all on the angle of your knife, okay, to get the shape. And if you come across an almond as you're trying to cut it, that there is like a battle in itself. You gotta fight the almonds. Okay, so guys, as you can see, right, like not hard to do, you know, making the dough for this takes a little bit of more time and work than say the Ricciarelli, okay, but I'm telling you, it's well worth it if you never had these cookies. They're so delicious.
Mommy,
Yes, my love.
I have to someone.
Okay. And I'm gonna pop these into my oven as well. So
Why is this so pretty?
a little tip for you guys. So like if you have say 2 cookie trays cooking in your oven at the same time, at the halfway point of their cooking time, reverse the sheet. So whatever's on top goes at the bottom, and whatever's at the bottom will go at the top to ensure that they're both cooking evenly, okay? Because the heat is coming from the bottom of the oven, right? So that means the cookies at the bottom are gonna have more of a direct heat than the cookies at the top. So to make sure that they have the same amount of heat distribution, you always wanna alternate the trays at the halfway point. So if you're keeping your cookies in there for 15 minutes and you have 2 at the same time in there, at about 7.5 minutes, switch the trays around, okay, guys? Okay, my love, I can't do that for you right now, buds. Okay, and then the best part after about these cookies is melting the chocolate and dunking the top part in the chocolate. So good, guys.
Are you all done?
Yes, babe. So some people do melted chocolate. Some people do a mix of cocoa powder and melted chocolate. Some do just cocoa powder and cook it on the stove top with milk and cream until it becomes thickened, okay? That there also, like I said, it depends on where in Italy you're from, okay? My mom used to do melted chocolate and cocoa powder, all right? But you still have to, you would have to cook on the stove top with a little bit of cream until it gets to a consistency. I like it with just melted chocolate for the convenience factor, much easier, and it tastes more chocolatey because you already have like a lot of cocoa powder in here, right? So, you know, a little bit less bitter. Okay, and just keep going, guys. So I think that like these are pretty easy to make in terms of cookies. Okay. And then, you know, guys, if you want later, you enjoy some, you can give some to your family and friends in a nice cookie basket, or just keep them all to yourself. Whatever makes you happy, right? Who knows? You guys might like these so much that you might want to like hog them all. All right, like I said, you can freeze them and keep them in your freezer for up to 3 months, okay?
Lisa, do these expand in the oven? Like, should they have a good amount of room in between them?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What was that?
Do these cookies expand in the oven? Like, should they have a big amount of room in between them, or they stay the same size?
They don't expand that much at all, maybe a little bit. Because of the baking powder, they might grow a bit, okay? But you still want to leave space in between anything you cook, okay? Because that allows for the heat to flow and distribute around the cookies, okay, guys? So that they all cook properly and evenly. If something's too close, you're not allowing the air to fall, the heat of the air to flow through, okay? That's why it's very important. When you bake, you don't overcrowd your pans, and even when you cook, you don't overcrowd your pans with too much stuff, okay? So I'm at my last one here. I'm just gonna make it like that, and there you guys go. I'm gonna form it into a triangle because a diamond, because this is my last scrap piece, and my little end piece, okay? And there you go, you're done, okay? So I'm actually gonna switch them all to this pan because this pan's a little bit bigger and I can just cook them in there. Oh my God, I smell them cooking in the oven. Do you guys have some in the oven? Can you smell them? Okay, oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Can we just lower? Right. Okay, guys, and that's that. I'm just gonna check all my cookies here and switch them around. Yes, babe. Yeah, what do you want to tell Mom?
Okay, I'm kind of hungry.
Okay, well, I can't help you right now. Okay, so that's that, guys. Okay. And then the important thing, okay, is once these cookies are cooked, you have to let them fully cool down before you can glaze them, okay? Because if you try and glaze them while they're still hot and the glaze is warm, you're gonna have warm on top of warm and the glaze is just gonna get even runnier and melt and go everywhere and make a huge mess, okay? So it's very important that the cookies are fully cooled before you even attempt to glaze them. Okay, I'll be right back.
Mine don't look so much like a diamond. They look more like a strip. They're not as square as yours. They're a little bit more rectangular than square.
Okay, so that's fine. You're just gonna look a little different. What I tell people, the most important part is the taste, okay?
Okay.
It could look good, but taste bad, right? So as long as the taste is there, that's all that's important. Next time, you just have to, you know, the angle of your knife and your log, okay? So maybe next time, the log, make the width, like the height of the log a little bit shorter. So not
Yeah.
a little bit shorter and move the knife more on an angle, okay?
Okay, perfect.
All right. So that's why I tell you, like you're not gonna get everything always the first time. The first time I made these with my mom, she was like, "Here, you try and make them yourself." You know, trust me, I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry, guys. I was like, the dough's sticking everywhere. What am I doing wrong? And I was trying to cut them, and then my mom, she's like, "Nah, let me do it." She's like, "Come here." She's like, "This, you got your knife." She's like, "And you want like this." You know, so guys, like, practice makes perfect. That's what I tell everybody, okay? Like, don't get frustrated with yourself. You know, like our grandparents or, you know, whoever is a baker has baked, you know, like they've been doing it for a long time, okay? So the more you do something, the more you get used to it, the more you can go by sight, touch, and smell, okay? And then it becomes innate. And then before you know it, you're gonna be making whatever cookie it is that you love with your eyes closed, and you'll have everything all memorized. And you won't even question yourself, okay?
Mommy,
Yes, babe.
mommy.
I love you too, my love. Hey, guys. So I'm just waiting for my cookies to cook. So once those are done cooking, I'm gonna put in my next tray of the mustioli. So mine has, I have 3 trays in total. My trays are bigger, okay? Then once they're done cooking, I'm gonna lower the heat of the oven to 300, okay? And let it stay at 300 for a bit because it has to drop from 350 to 300. So it's gonna take a few minutes, okay, guys? Then once it's dropped to 300, you'll know, okay? Like, when you know you open your oven, you can feel heat. If you open your oven at 350 and you stick your hand in, and then you stick in your hand in when it's at 300, you can tell more or less that it's cooled down, okay? So once all your mustioli cookies have cooked, you're gonna lower your oven to 300, wait about 10-15 minutes. It should have dropped then to 300 degrees. Then you're gonna pop in your ricciarelli, and you're gonna let those cook, okay, guys? And then while the ricciarelli are cooking, we'll let the mustioli cool down. And then hopefully they cool down enough that we can do the glaze together, okay, guys? Otherwise, making the glaze is very, like I said, it's very easy. Okay, and the ricciarelli need to cook for about 20 minutes because they're cooking at a lower, gentle temperature and heat to avoid burning the egg whites and the nuts, the almonds, okay, guys? Because it's very pasty, almost like a marzipan. Okay, so we don't want to burn it. So they're gonna come out looking pale, but that's what you want, okay? So I'm just gonna take a sip of my cookie, and my coffee, my cookie. I wish I was eating cookies. That's how desperate I am for cookies, that I'm thinking that I'm sipping cookies. Very great, good job. Okay, so I'm gonna check the time here, okay? I have about 2 more minutes for my first batch of the mustioli cookies. Okay, sorry, I just had to tend to my son. Double duty, mom life, work life, wife life, that's triple duty. Let's
Lisa, a question for you. So my cookies are beeping after 10 minutes.
Okay,
Smells amazing. They're just a little bit dry, crackly, grayish on top, and still a little bit soft to the touch.
okay. So they should, how big? Well, yours were a little longer and thinner, okay?
Mine were thicker actually because I didn't flatten them as much.
Ask you to do if you don't mind, okay? So that way you take one out and crack it open and see how it is in the inside, okay?
Okay, perfect. And if it's too gummy?
It needs to cook a bit more or not, okay?
Okay.
The only way you guys are gonna, you learn something for the first time is to take one cookie out and crack it open. If you see that still raw on the inside, then you know it has to cook a little bit more, and then you make that note, you know, on your recipe paper for next time. Okay, you know, it needs to stay for this amount of time in my oven. And the reason why I tell you that as well is because oven temperatures vary. One might be 350 and my oven might be 375 in your oven, vice versa, you know? So like the strength of ovens make the, and if you're using gas, if you're using electricity, it all varies, okay? So that's why you have to go by scent and touch and look as well when you're cooking and baking in your kitchen, okay, guys?
So it's about 3 more minutes, Lisa.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad you did that. Okay, guys, so if you want to do the same as well and you already had cookies in your oven for 10 minutes, I suggest you take one out, crack it open, and be the judge. If you think that it's still too raw, then leave them in there for another 2-3 more minutes. If you think that they're perfect, pop them out right away because you don't want them dry. They still have to be, you know, slightly soft, because then as they cool down, they'll get harder, okay? Because of the honey. Once you cook honey and it cools down, it hardens. Okay, if anyone's had any questions, you let me know. See, my timer just went off. Okay. So I'm gonna remove my first batch and I'm gonna like this, I'm gonna put in my next batch here. Okay, I'm gonna put these in now. Okay, and I'm gonna do the test with my cookie here as well and see. Let me grab a knife here. Oh, I got a knife here. Okay, perfect. I'll show you guys. Okay. So when you take them out of your oven, okay, I'm gonna put this down here. Okay. It's okay if they're cracked, okay? It should look like that. That's because, you know, they've risen a little bit from the baking powder, okay, guys? Then if you want to cut one open, okay, now be mindful. Whenever you cut something that's super hot, it's gonna look a little sticky and pasty because, you know, it's hot, okay? But just open it up like this and see for yourself in the inside if it's cooked, okay? It's cooked, okay? You'll know when something's cooked, okay? Then you even try it and see for yourself how it tastes. If it tastes cooked, okay? That's how you learn. Delicious and it's cooked, okay, guys? So like I said, it's gonna cool down and then it's gonna harden a bit, okay? So now I'm gonna put these over here and let them cool down on top of my stove. While I have my other ones cooking. Yes, babe?
What is inside the cookie?
What's inside the cookies? There's chocolate, there's honey, there's cocoa powder, there's nuts, there's cinnamon. Okay, you want to try a little piece right here with no nut? Try a little piece. You like it? Okay, guys, kid approved. Look at that. A picky 5-year-old. This guy is very picky, approved of the cookie, so that makes me happy. Okay, you want to eat some more?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It's delicious, right? Okay. So those are cooking. I'm gonna start breaking up my chocolate. Okay. Now you guys can melt your chocolate either in your microwave for ease of, you know, convenience, or you can do it on a double broiler. A double broiler essentially is your pot filled with water and then a bowl that fits on top, but it's not touching the water, okay? And the heat from the boiling water is gonna melt the chocolate in your bowl. So you're indirectly melting it over heat, okay? I'm just gonna break up my chocolate here. And
Chocolate am I using?
melt mine in the microwave, okay, guys?
How much chocolate am I using?
So what I'm gonna suggest for you guys now, because is to do just a little bit at a time, because as it cools down, it might get too thick, okay? And then you might not even want to do all your cookies. It also depends how many cookies you have, how many came out, right? So that's another factor, okay? If you want to just glaze some of them now and then glaze some later without me, that's fine. I'm going to glaze a few with you guys just so you know what to do, okay? Oh, you want some chocolate?
Yeah.
Am I gonna give you some chocolate? Sorry, I'm eating some cookies because I'm hungry and I've been waiting for them all morning. Okay. So I like to use a very dark chocolate for this, higher percentage of cocoa, okay? Mine here is 80% cocoa, okay? The darker, the more cocoa percentage, the even better quality. Okay, let me check here.
Lisa,
Yeah.
with the cocoa powder, when I went out to buy it the other day, there were 3 types. Like some of them are dependent on the fat, some of them are dependent on the dark. Like what is better or what's best, or does it matter on the fat content in the powder?
Did you say about the cocoa powder? I didn't hear you, sorry.
So I went to Bulk Barn to get the cocoa powder, and there were 3 types, and some of them it depended on the percentage of fat in the cocoa. I just went with the one in the middle because I didn't know.
Okay. So what I tell people is, okay, cocoa powder, okay, like, you know, sometimes you buy your cocoa powder in the store, like Hershey's cocoa powder, and then there's the baking cocoa powder, okay? The percentage of fat in it is stuff that they add to it, okay, guys? So just like, you know, when you buy chocolate, say like a dark chocolate, if you ever look at the back, okay, at a chocolate bar, say like I get this here, okay, this is my one chocolate and another one. If you notice the ones that have the higher percentage of chocolate and cocoa powder in there, there's less fat, okay, because there was less mixing of other ingredients to cut it down, all right? So the higher percentage of fat, you don't want it, okay? That means it's been cut with other stuff, okay? So that's why I always like to, what I do is I went to my place, and you can tell by color, guys, that's one key, okay? Cocoa powder, the darker in color it is, the blacker in color it is, the better quality it is, okay? That's the one that you want to buy, okay? Mine was pretty much like super, super dark. Like, you know, when you buy wood furniture and it's like IKEA furniture and it says brown black, that's the color you want to aim for, okay, guys? The darker, the better, okay?
Yeah, it's like brownie cocoa. I go with the darkest.
Yes, yeah, okay?
It's almost black.
Better, the quality it is. You know, when you buy like Nesquik or Milo, it looks like gray brown, okay? That's because it's been cut with other stuff, okay? There's cocoa cut with stuff in there, okay?
I'm gonna start my double boiler. Question for you, Lisa. How many, like, do I need to add milk to the?
Yeah, so you're gonna melt the chocolate first, okay? Then once it's slightly melted, you're gonna add some milk or cream just to give it a little bit, just consistency so that you can dunk the cookies in, okay? And so that it spreads around. And then
Oh, you're gonna dunk the cookies. You're not gonna drizzle the cookies.
no, so you're gonna get the cookie, turn it upside down, and then just dunk it and turn it over, okay? So that the tops are covered.
So I'm gonna need a drying rack.
Yes, a drying rack. Use a drying rack. You want a drying rack? By all means, go ahead.
Okay, that's done.
Mommy,
Okay. Yes, babe.
I love this.
You want another piece of this?
Yeah.
Lisa,
Yeah.
sorry, last question. With the milk, skim, whole, evaporated, does it matter?
More fat, the better. Okay. So if you have cream, use cream. Otherwise, use whole milk. Okay. Whatever you do, do not use skim milk with this. Okay. That's just not gonna. There's not enough fat content in skim milk. Okay, to bind properly with the chocolate. It's just gonna make it watery and it's gonna pull around in the sides. Okay, guys. Because essentially that's what skim milk is, more water content in it, right? Okay, so you're adding water to chocolate, okay? Water and chocolate just makes it thin too much. And then when you cook milk, right, it gets thicker, okay? So the heat, the gradual heat will help thicken up the milk a bit and make the chocolate runny enough so that you can dip it in and spread your chocolate, the chocolate on top of the cookie enough. Okay, guys?
Sorry, Lisa. Do we, you know, I only have, I can't believe it. I only have skim milk. Do we have to actually add the milk or does it matter?
If you want, you don't have to. It's just when you spread your chocolate on top of your cookie, you might have to get a knife or a spatula and guide it to spread it around because it's just going to be thicker, okay?
Okay.
So that's it. So something like, oh, mine disappeared. I have another one. Like a butter knife or something like this, you know? Just dunk the cookie upside down, turn it over and get this and just help spread it around, okay? And that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna start melting some chocolate in my microwave so I can show you guys. Okay. I'm starting off with 30 seconds in my microwave, and if it needs a little bit more, I'll leave it in a little bit more because you don't want to scorch your chocolate. You do not want to burn your chocolate. Nothing tastes worse than scorched, burnt chocolate, and you have to start all over again. Okay, so I got my cream ready here to add in. And I'm gonna grab a spoon or a spatula. Okay, I need a little bit more. And I'm gonna get some cookies here for you guys. Let me make some room so I can show you how this is all done.
Mommy,
Yes, babe?
I think I want dark chocolate.
You want one, Bub?
Chocolate. I chocolate monster.
Okay.
Why? Because I always chocolate.
Okay, that's it. No more now. Okay. Let me check on my chocolate here. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay, guys, so I have my chocolate here. Okay, it's melted. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of cream, okay? Just a little drop, okay? And then stir it around. Okay, so now it's at a consistency that I can work with and spread it, okay? I'm gonna add just a little bit more. I see what you're looking at, Matty. What, you think you're gonna try some of this too?
No.
You're just like me when I was a kid. My mom used to make these cookies. Hovering over,
Lisa,
trying to lick the bowl.
Lisa, sorry, I'm just getting now to doing the chocolate. I'm gonna just do it over the stove to do a double boiler.
Yeah,
So then I'm just putting in the chocolate. I have the semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'll use that. And then add the cream slowly.
so melt the chocolate on the double broiler. And as soon as you see it melted, like starting to slightly melt, remove it. And then the heat that's already there is gonna continue to melt the chocolate and then gradually add the cream a little bit. Don't add the cream while it's in the double broiler, okay? You remove it and then add the cream.
I don't have cream, but I have evaporated milk because if not, it's skim milk. So
Just put a little bit, okay? And then work with it, okay?
And
now that I have my chocolate
ready. How do I know if it's ready?
How do you know if what? The chocolate's ready? It's melted. Once it's melted, it's just add a little bit so that you can have it at a consistency so that you can dunk your cookies in and spread it, okay? That's the only reason why we're adding the cream or the milk, okay, guys?
Okay.
So now that I got my cream there, I'm gonna get a spatula, okay? That way I can also show Maria. Okay, guys, you're gonna get your cookies, okay? You're gonna turn it upside down and you're gonna put it in and you're just gonna move it around, okay? And pull it out. Okay, and then with your spatula, you know, you can fix it up a bit if you want. If it's stuck on one area, and just spread it out. So if you don't have the cream or the milk, okay, you just get it and you spread it and you move it around. And that's it, okay guys? So like this, okay? You just wanna coat the tops, okay? So that you have a thick coating, okay? And then you just put it there and you let it dry, and that's it. Ta-da! You're done your cookies, okay guys? It's as simple as that. Yes, my love?
Yeah, for me.
Okay, and I'm gonna keep going. Okay,
Mommy,
yes, babe?
that's how.
It's not hot. You can move it. You can put it on the chair for mama. Okay. And just keep going. And then you're gonna let them dry, okay? Once the cookie, the chocolate on top has hardened, then you can put them away, okay? Do not put them away until it's fully hardened. That might take like some time, but that's fine, especially, you know, if you added too much cream. You wanna help me? Yep, turn it upside down. Go ahead, babe. Yeah, that's what I used to do for Nana. Go right ahead. My little helper there. Okay. Right? Yeah, and now you're going to put it on the tray here, and that's it.
It's what we do too.
Yeah. Okay, you keep going for mama. You're my helper. See, you're doing this for me. Thank you, babe. Okay, I'm going to check on my oven. Okay. Well, that next batch is almost ready, and then we're going to drop the temperature of the oven to 300, guys, and let it sit there for a bit before we put in the Ricciarelli cookies. So multitasking, right? We're multitasking here to make the most out of our time. You know, unless you want to do, you know, you do one, wait till it's done, then work on your next batch. But for teaching purposes, we have to make the most of our time, right? So that we're not here for 6 hours. I'm pretty sure we all have, you guys have things to do on a Saturday, especially with the holidays approaching, right? Clean, rest your brain a bit. Okay, and I'm gonna get the next one. Here, babe. All right, look at that.
I smell them.
You smell them? It smells good?
Yeah.
All right, that makes me
It's
happy.
like cheese.
It doesn't smell like cheese, silly. It smells like chocolate and cinnamon, right? The best smell in the world. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Is everybody up to speed? Any questions? Sorry, I'm losing my voice.
For my cheese. Oh my God, thanks, Mati.
See?
Wait for my chocolate to melt. I'm slowly melting my chocolate over the double boiler.
Perfect. Okay, and we're gonna just keep going. Okay, guys, and that's it. And then if you wanted to decorate them for the holidays and make it more Christmassy, you could add sprinkles on top of them. You know, some red or green sprinkles. If you want to get a little bit more fancy, you can melt some white chocolate and then drizzle some white chocolate on top. Okay, so, you know, that's up to you. Get your artistic side grooving and going.
Yummy. I'm gonna taste it.
Yeah, I know. You're trying to help me so you can lick the chocolate, not to actually help me.
Yummy.
You're what we like to say in Italian, furb. Furba, furbaccione. Sneaky. Okay. So my other cookies are done now. I can tell by the smell as well. I'm gonna go pull them out.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, okay. That way they don't burn. And then I'm gonna drop my temperature to 300. Okay, so drop your temperature to 300. Okay, guys. Very good, babe. No, I'm just gonna fix it a little bit. Okay. And that's it. That's simple. And you just keep going. And then before you know it, all your cookies are ready. They're delicious. You can eat them. Dunk them in your coffee. Matthew, what are you doing? You're hilarious. Okay, but now you gotta put that aside. You can't lick the chocolate off the cookie and put it back on the tray, silly kid. Oh my God. Okay, Matthias, that's enough now, babe. Okay, and that's it. Okay, no, that one's your cookie, okay? So we're done with, I'm done with my Mustaciolli. I have some there still that I have to wait to cool down, and then I can glaze those. So then you end up with nice little pretty cookies, okay? You know, okay? Diamond shape with the chocolate on top. And there you go, guys. Any questions, any concerns? Is anyone behind a bit and needs to catch up? Please let me know.
Lisa, my chocolate cookies are still in the oven, the second batch. In how many minutes? 3 minutes? I have my sous chef over here, Ted.
Okay, perfect.
He said 3 minutes. So 3 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna start coating. Look at this, Lisa. Look.
Okay, yep, that's good. That's perfect. Okay, guys. Let me move this over here.
Okay, Lisa,
Yeah.
my first batch, I had an issue with my oven. So my first batch is coming out. I've had them in there for about 12 minutes. What are they supposed to look like or feel like?
Okay, so you need to take one out. This is how, like I said to Valentina, how you're gonna learn and know. Take one out, crack it open, okay? If it looks cooked, it's cooked. If it still looks raw, put it back in. Okay, because it all depends on how big your cookie is and how thick, okay, guys? So the bigger, the thicker the cookie, the longer the time. Okay, but when you take it out, it should have some cracks on top, okay? And it's still
Try it.
slightly soft to the touch,
Okay, got it. Thank you.
okay?
Now we'll get the other.
Oh my,
They're so hot. When they get cold and get chocolate on top, you'll like them. You like them?
then when you crack it open,
Hey?
it's gonna look like this open, you see?
Honey.
Okay?
You don't think? No,
So Lisa, like this inside?
they're good.
We see?
Yummy.
Yeah, that's good, Alejandra, okay? So,
Okay, then put baking sheet to cool down.
pardon?
Then on the baking sheet to cool down.
Yeah, just leave it on the, if you have a cooling rack and wanna work faster, put it on a cooling rack.
Right.
Otherwise,
I'm
leave
not,
it down,
I'm not kidding about. Okay.
all right? Now, if you're done, like I said, cooking all of your cookies, you have to drop the temperature to 300 to cook the ricciarelli, okay, guys?
Honey,
Yes,
this is good.
it tastes good. I'm glad you like it because there's lots of cookies to eat here. Okay,
I'm not a cream family.
so I'm gonna check my oven now. Okay,
When you're done.
I can tell by sticking my hand in my oven, still above 300. So I'm gonna let it sit for about another 3 minutes. And then I'm gonna pop in my almond cookies.
Lisa, question.
Yeah.
Sorry, Julians are the worst with the questions. My chocolate's really ganache thick like a nata. Should I go thinner?
No, okay, because then the thinner you go and you add more cream, it
Yeah.
might be dry, okay?
Okay, cool, thank you. So this is good. Okay.
Yeah, because you want it to dry, okay, guys? The more cream you add or milk or liquid to the chocolate, okay, it's not gonna get hard and firm and set, all right? It's gonna stay soft and the topping needs to firm up and get hard, okay? So that you can pack cookies on top of it, and then when you take it off, there's nothing sticking at the bottom of the other cookie, all right? So that's good measure, something for you guys to learn, okay? Okay, wash your hands, please.
That's it, honey.
Okay, well, I'll give you something healthy to eat, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna pop in my ricciarelli, guys. And now if you look, okay, I'm gonna lift one up so I can show you. Okay, I don't know if you can see. Can you see? You see, I have some slight cracking in there. Okay, your ricciarelli should have some cracking in there right now, guys. Okay. See, there's cracks.
Cool. So we still have 10 minutes.
Okay. Once it's like that. Pop them in your oven at 300 for 20 minutes. Or like I said, okay, depending on your oven, it may take a little less time, all right? So you want to keep an eye on them and go by smell. If you smell something burning, take it out and look at the bottom. If you see that they're starting to get too brown at the bottom, then they're cooked, all right? They should have just a slight little color at the bottom, okay? Not much.
Oh, Izzy, can you put your TV down, please?
So I just set my timer. A timer is your best friend when you're baking, okay? Because you know time goes by fast, okay? And then before you know it, you're like, oh my God, 20 minutes past, my cookies are now good for the trash. Okay, so very important, timer, keep track of time when you're baking. That was yummy chocolate. And that's it, guys. That's pretty,
Lisa,
yes?
for some reason, so I have the chocolate on the double boiler. It was nice and melted. I took it off and I put a splash of the milk, and it like got not hard, but it kind of started to get
Curdle.
really hard.
Okay,
So I throw it back on the double boiler.
put it back on the double boiler just for a little bit, take it out and add a little bit more cream, whatever liquid you put in. I'm assuming it's because you use
Okay.
evaporated milk. Okay, so, you know, I've never used evaporated milk for this before, so I can't tell you anything about that. The only thing I can tell you is if you do that and it happens again, that means the evaporated milk is a no-go. So just milk the chocolate on its own and do what I told Maria. Just get the cookie, dunk it upside down, and you're gonna have to use a spatula to smooth it out. And you're just gonna have to work faster because that means that you have less time to work with chocolate without anything in it because it'll set faster, okay? Also, when you put in cream and stuff, it helps to slow down the setting time so you have more time to work with the melted chocolate, okay, guys? So that you don't have to keep remelting.
Oh my God, these are looking so beautiful.
Here, so I'm just gonna go put this away. So you happy? Has anyone tried a cookie?
I ate a whole one.
Yeah, and how do you like it?
It was good. And it didn't even have any chocolate glaze. Not yet.
Okay, not yet. All right. I'm eating one.
I forgot my sprinkles and I want to put sprinkles on it.
There you go. And that's it, guys. So has anyone put in their Ricciarelli yet in the oven?
Yes.
Remember, keep an eye. I put my timer on for 15 minutes. I'm gonna check on it. And if it needs to stay more, then I'll keep it in for the extra 5. Okay, guys? Remember, follow with your nose. You can usually tell something's ready by smell. Okay?
Lisa, I was just gonna say, well, both of them are beautiful cookies. The Mustaciolli,
Mustaciolli, see, yes.
sadly, as an Italian, I am gluten-free.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
As I got older, so
Okay.
my younger daughter is a celiac, but I have allergies. But still, I decided to try the cookie, this one is delicious. But the nice thing about the Ricciarelli
Ricciarelli.
is they are gluten-free. Brava! I'm so excited.
They're naturally free, so that's very good. I'm excited. So I guess that's gonna be one of the cookies that you're gonna make the most now.
Yeah. Are you kidding? The other ones that I made, if Santa comes to my house, they're massive.
Oh my God. But that's
Anyway,
like I said, you know, next time you make them, you know, you want to make them a little smaller, you can. Now you know, right? So like I said, practice makes perfect. For your first time, you guys did excellent. You guys did well. I can tell. And it also, you know, helps that the recipes aren't difficult, okay? It's the most difficult thing is measuring everything, guys. That's the only difficulty. Mixing everything, you mix. That's it. The Ricciarelli, I would say, in terms of mixing, is more difficult because you don't want to deflate your egg whites, right? But otherwise, they're very easy to follow, easy to make, lots of flavor. And if you're gluten intolerant, you now know how to make a gluten-free cookie, guys. So look at that. So winning, great today. We have stuff for people that are gluten-free today and stuff for other people in your family. So everyone in your family is going to be happy today. Okay. Let me just check this. I've some my Ricciarelli cookies.
There's something you should know.
Busy.
There's something you should know. Actually, listen to me. You realize something else.
And if you guys want to speed up the drying time of the chocolate and you have room in your freezer, you can pop in the cookies on a cookie tray and put them in your freezer and just leave them in there until the chocolate's set and firm if you want to speed it up because you're in a rush or you have other things to do. Okay, that's an option.
Lisa,
Yeah.
for reference, do not use evaporated milk. It's not melting, so I'm gonna make a new batch.
Okay.
If anyone wants, no evaporated milk, okay?
All right, guys, so there you guys go. Don't use evaporated milk. All right. Okay. There's that. Okay, cool. I didn't need to know that.
Sorry, Lisa. One other thing, I did use the bakers. My husband went and got this for me. And you know what? It's melted so beautiful.
Perfect.
And the cookies are perfect. And when I just slide it off with the knife, they look lovely. So, and I just tasting the chocolate tastes amazing. So
Perfect.
that was a good idea to try one of these. And I just did the 60 seconds in the microwave as you did, like 30 and whatever, melted so quickly.
I did the bakers as well, Maria.
Oh, you did?
I did the baker. I have a bunch of dark chocolate because my brother just came back from Ecuador.
Oh.
And because I've never done these cookies before, I didn't want to use the Ecuadorian chocolate yet, just in case I messed it up or whatever. But the bakers is gorgeous.
I know.
The red, yeah, it's.
So you didn't even, yeah. So really, you didn't even need any milk unless you really want, like the.
A little bit to make it the viscosity a little bit easier to dip, but yeah, it's.
But you know, that's, I mean, just so nice. I didn't even have an issue dipping. So anyway.
Chocolate, it's made specifically for that, okay, guys? So if you do use baker's chocolate, I'm glad you told me that's what you had. You don't need liquid for baker's chocolate, but if you're using like, you know, your chocolate like this, you need to add cream or milk to it, okay? Or else it's gonna solidify too fast before you have a chance to do anything, and it's too thick, okay? Baker's chocolate is made for that purpose, okay? That's what my mom used to use, baker's chocolate. I like to, you know, be a little bit more whatever and use that chocolate. And that's it. So I'm gonna go check. Has anyone checked on their Ricciarelli to make sure that they're okay? Just a reminder, because you don't want them to burn. Keep an eye, because like I said, your oven temperatures vary, okay, guys? So, you know, mine might take 15, 20 minutes. Yours might only take 15. Might take the full 20. It all depends on your oven, okay, guys? I'm gonna go check. My hands are like super messy. Okay, mine still need to cook more. Okay. I'm just gonna put this like this instead of condensing. I don't know about you guys, but I've got a nice big mess to clean. And that's that. So we'll wait until the Ricciarelli are cooked so I can see how yours came along. And if there was any issues with them, then we can figure it out or work it out together. Like I like to say to everybody, even after this lesson, okay, if there's any questions you have, please feel free to email me or send me a message on my IG page, okay? I'll be more than happy to help you, answer any questions, even if you make these in a few weeks from now or a few months from now. I'm always here, okay? Your learning with me doesn't just stop after this lesson, okay, guys? I'm here for you forever. As long as you need me, I'm here to teach you and help you, answer any questions, okay?
I have a question about the other ones are in the oven now. There's 10 minutes remaining. We don't glaze those, right? Those are meant to look dry.
Yes, exactly. They're meant to have that cracked exterior, and that's the beauty of them. You get to see that crackness. You see the inside of the cookie through the crack, and then you got the white of the icing sugar on the outside. That's the beauty in that cookie, and that stays like that, okay? And then I encourage you guys to take lots of pictures of your treats. Share them on your social media. I can't even talk properly right now. And feel free to tag me, or you can email me them or send me them. And then I like to share them with other people so that they can see what you learned and how well you guys excelled at in this lesson. Okay, so lots of pictures if you don't mind. You know, snap one of me if you want. I look pretty today in my Christmas shirt. It's green and red, just like the Italian flag.
So listen, so Ted had one of the chocolate cookies.
Yeah.
He's in the freezer because he really wanted one. So he says they're crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside. And he said it might be nice for dipping in like a hot chocolate or coffee or, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So that is
I enjoy them is dipping it in a coffee. Like I have my espresso, I put a little bit of milk in there, and I dip my cookie in there, and it's delicious. That's how I like to enjoy them. In the
perfect
breakfast.
And I actually left a few of the almonds whole because I love just a few. Like I want to kind of like get that one bite.
Yeah.
That was a personal choice.
Oh, this is the thing. Some recipes for this, like I said, depending where you're from in Italy, will tell you to actually use ground almonds, so like finely ground almonds, so that you don't even get chunks of nuts in there. Okay.
Yeah. So I did like a mixture of like finely ground, roughly ground, and whole almonds.
I like to get my almonds. I buy them whole and raw, like I said earlier. I put them in a Ziploc bag and I pound them with a marble rolling pin or like a meat pounder. So that way I have pieces of varying sizes. Some are very small, some are a bit bigger. So that when you bite into it, you have different textures, different size, something to chew on, right?
Oh my God, these are gorgeous. I just added the Christmas sprinkles on them.
Yeah, and it looks very nice and pretty, and it's perfect for the holidays, especially if you're gonna give some to people.
The wrong shape, but the right texture and the right flavor.
And like I said, that's all that matters. The right texture and the right flavor, okay? Shape, whatever. Shape can easily be fixed, okay, guys? Shape is just a matter of angling your knife and changing the width of your log. But other than that, like I said, the main important part is the flavor, okay, guys? The flavor and the texture, okay? And making sure that you cook to them right. That's all that matters at the end of the day, all right? Shape is whatever. Still looks pretty. Shape is a shape. You could make these into a circle if you wanted to. It wouldn't be the traditional shape, but it's the flavor that counts and that matters, okay? That's always the main, most important thing, all right, guys? Is that you have that, you know? And to actually to give you guys a piece of history, they actually have cooking shaping competitions with this dough, okay? So if you go to Napoli in Calabria, especially during the 1500s and 1600s, they would actually roll out the dough a little thinner, and they would do them into shapes of houses, angels, nativity scenes, and they would be enjoyed that way. So don't worry about the shape. Like I said, this is a shape that came later to be, okay? For like everyday eating. Otherwise, you go to Italy, you will find these various shapes in the south of Italy, okay? And you might be like, what? That's that cookie? Why does it look like that? It's because people take it very seriously, okay? So don't worry about the shape, okay?
So I don't want to panic about my Ricciarelli, I can never say it. I'm going to work on my pronunciation, I promise. I'm actually doing a Rosetta Stone Italian class while I work. Yeah, so I mean, it's working a little bit. I'm really good at the written part, not so good at the pronunciation. So my cookies right now look kind of smooth, even though they did have the cracking on top before I shoved them into the oven. Is that normal?
Okay, can I see one?
Well, they're in the oven, so I don't want to take them out.
Okay, so they're still in the oven?
1 minute.
Let's wait until they come out of the oven and then we'll figure it out from there, okay?
Yeah, okay, got it.
Because it might change towards the end, okay? That's the thing about stuff happening in the oven. You don't know until it comes out in the end, okay? Oh,
Lisa,
yes.
I am super excited. Look at my Ricciarelli.
Lucy,
And it's the first time making them.
those
I think they look perfect.
perfect. See, guys, can you see? That's how they need to look, okay? And my clock just went off.
These are little angels.
Okay. Mine need to stay in just a little bit longer. Okay. Okay, guys, mine need to stay in for like a little 3 more minutes and then they're done. Okay. Mine also have the cracks. Okay. So as long as you have some sort of crackage on there, that's fine. Okay. If your cookies spread out a bit while they were in the oven, that's okay. That's fine as well. The main important part is the texture in the inside and that they have the crackage on the top. Okay. If you have the cracking, okay, and you have the taste there and the texture, then you're a success. All right, guys? And then, like I said, practice makes perfect. Eventually, you'll get there. And I'm telling you, next time you guys attempt these, they'll be even better than this time. And they'll probably be perfect the second time around. Because now you guys know what to look for, how it should smell, how it should taste, and how it should feel, okay? We have a little bit more coffee. All right, guys. Everybody else is okay? You're fine? Okay. Just making sure, like I said, any questions, just let me know.
Lisa,
Yep.
I melted the chocolate again. I don't have anything but skim milk. So can I just not put any chocolate and put less on when I'm dipping the cookie?
As I said to Maria before, okay, you don't need to put anything in that case. You're just gonna have to work faster, okay? And it might be not as runny enough. So turn the cookie upside down, dunk it in, and then you might have to get a butter knife and help spread it around, okay? That's the only.
So we're only putting the chocolate on the top of the cookie. We're not doing the entire cookie,
That's
right?
You just get the cookie, right? Turn it upside down, put it in the chocolate, pull it out, and then spread it around, okay? That's it, just covering the tops.
And then do you put it back on when you have the parchment paper just so it's less messy?
You can put it on a cookie wrap, or you could put it on top of the parchment paper, okay? Okay, guys, so mine came out of the oven, okay? Let me put them here and then cool down, and then I'll show you. I'm actually gonna put them on a nice plate. So the thing with the Ricciarelli, guys, once they're cooked and you take them out of the oven, take them out and put them on a plate because you don't want those to keep cooking from the heat of the cookie sheet, okay? That there is key. So the other cookies don't matter, but because the Ricciarelli have egg whites in them and the almonds, it's going to continue to cook from the gradual heat of the cookie sheet. So you need to take those out of the cookie sheet.
Lisa, so 1 minute left,
Yeah.
and I have just a little bit of cracking just on the edges, nothing on top.
Okay, so that means then, okay, that your dough either needed a little bit more icing sugar in there to make it a little bit firmer, okay? or two, you needed to let them sit out a little bit more. Okay, so that way it got a little bit harder on top. And then next time, okay, get your hands and gently squeeze it on top to aid in the cracking, okay?
Okay.
Do next time, okay? Okay. So just crack, I don't know if I can show you guys. Can you see? Let me try and move it down. Okay, guys. So I just gotta pick one up and show you. Okay. All right, guys. See? Oh, crackage. Okay. This is how your cookie should look. Okay. And you should smell the nice almonds in there. Okay, guys. So you're gonna see the inside nice and golden. You're gonna have your crackage. Okay. All right. That's how a ricciarelli should look, guys. Okay. Yes, babe. Almost done, my love. Okay, I'm just removing them from the cookie sheet because, like I said, okay, you don't want them to stay on here. Okay, and then I'm going to show you guys the bottom of them. Okay.
Lisa,
Yes.
they're good.
Yay! You got see kid approved, Ricciarelli or kid approved. Okay, guys, 2 cookies that are kid approved. This is great. So the bottom should be lightly golden like this. Okay, guys. You don't want it to be any darker than that. And even if it's a little bit lighter than this at the bottom, that's fine as well, okay? Just don't let it get darker, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna crack one open and show you guys the inside,
These are so
okay?
good. They're delicious.
So it looks light and airy in the inside. I'm trying to like, there we go. Guys, like that. All right? And it's gonna like, it feels almost like because they're still warm.
So they're supposed to be really soft to the touch as I get them out of the oven, right?
Really good.
Because then as they sit, because they're still hot, right?
Yeah.
They sit, they'll get a little harder, but they're still going to be soft, okay?
Like I said, I didn't get that beautiful crackage at the top, and I feel very sad about that.
Valentina, it's okay. As long as it tastes good, that's all that matters. Because
I mean, I've been in for a minute. Yeah.
end up with dry cookies or cookies that are way too soft that when they cook, they literally spread out throughout the whole pan, okay?
So mine kept their shape, which was amazing. They didn't even expand, but they just didn't get that cracking, you know?
Next time, like I said, add just a little bit more icing sugar to the dough. It's probably the environment that you're working in, so does it need it a little bit more? And then let it sit out at room temperature for, I'll say another 15 more minutes. And then you get your hands and kind of like just push down a little bit so it'll crack more for you, okay?
Amazing, thank you.
You're welcome. Delicious. So did everyone pull out their ricciarelli or they cook? Did you try? So good. These are like my favorite cookies ever. I could eat this all day. Okay, guys. So if you want to show me what you've accomplished, I'm here. You can show me your cookies. Let's all celebrate what we did here today. Because we baked 2 different cookies, guys, in a matter of 2.5 hours, okay? But I was yapping and we had some questions, so say 2 hours. In 2 hours, you guys made 2 different kinds of cookies and quite a bit of them, okay? So that's a spectacular feat, okay, guys?
This is my first one with the chocolate. Can you
Good,
see?
excellent, yep, perfect.
And the other one's still in the oven.
Okay, very good, Maria. Perfect, love it. Excellent, guys, excellent. You guys all did excellent. Angela, Monica, you guys are okay? If you guys unmute yourselves, then I can see you just because there's a few of you guys. So right now you guys are like missing off the screen. If you need any help, like I said, I'm here.
Here, look, you can see mine. Can you see?
Yeah, very good.
And my or whatever the other ones are, they're just cooling.
All right, perfect. So you guys, that's it. you guys did it. You made 2 different cookies. I hope you guys feel good about yourself. I hope you enjoyed what you make. I hope you enjoyed making them. And now you just need to get your families to try them out and see what they think. See if they like them, right? That's always the test, to see if other people like it, because you may like it, but other people may not like it. So that's it, guys.
Thank you, Lisa.
Much. Lisa, the Ricciarelli are delicious. My God. They take me right to an Italian wedding, right to the Italian wedding.
And then
I
now,
love it.
Bella.
I love it. Thank you. You're an amazing teacher. It's lovely. Thank you very much.
You really are. You kept us on our toes, man. I swear to God, I was sweating. My back hurts. I was like, this is a workout? Like, I'm either in bad shape or Lisa's whipping us up. So thank you so much, Lisa. Worth every single penny. I'm going to continue to push your classes to every single person I know, because honestly, I mean, I'm a baker. I know my stuff. So when I'm challenged in this way and things don't work out the way they're supposed to, it lights a fire under me. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate everything that you do.
Josh, 'cause I know you're a pro baker, so I'm like, let's see if we can get Valentina today.
Yeah, you got me. You got me for sure. I'm really happy with the chocolate cookies. They may be the wrong shape, but my God, they taste amazing. So thank you. And nice to meet you, everyone.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks, Lisa. They're awesome.
Thank
It
you.
was a lot of fun.
All right, guys. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.